On Sunday, we look at make or buy decision. Make or buy decision is still under relevant course. We'll still do relevant course. That is why I told you that relevant course is very important, right? Please. So as a substitute and the relevant course, if you want to ask question at the end of this particular material, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Would be the higher of the realizable value, which is the 200 units. 200 units times, what is the realizable value? What is the realizable cost? What is the cost of that realizable self? Class.
6 naira.
Okay. 6 naira. So what do we have here? When you multiply this, what do you have?
1,200.
1,200. And the substitute. So many of you that attempt that question on telephone and cable, you guys, you did very well, and it is commendable. I will comment on all the suggested solution probably immediately after this class. When I'm settled, I will look at it. Well done to you guys. You are doing well. You are doing well. Well done. 300 units times the 5 naira. So this will give what? What's this will give what?
1.5.
Thank you. Therefore, the relevant cost is 1,500. Is higher. So if you have question, you can mute your mic and ask your question. Guess what? We have enough time today. I'm tired. I'm kind of tired, but we move on. It is actually part of the sacrifice, and I believe. Okay, Michael. Michael, over to you, please. Michael, unmute your mic and ask your question quickly. We don't have time, please.
Okay, sorry, sir. My question is that material. Why you choose 1.5?
I said the higher of the two.
Okay. And also, I want to ask another question. Can you please explain some cost? Just maybe explain some cost.
Are you with us at the beginning of this class for relevant costs?
No, sir.
Okay. So go and watch relevant costs, introduction to relevant costs. You will understand
Okay.
some costs. But however, some cost is a past cost, is a cost that you incur, in the previous, let's say the cost you incur for the month of January is a sunk cost. So do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I
So now, if this is established, we move on to the next one, which is labor, right? Which is what? Labor. So now we go there. Grade S, they have the job requires 2 grades of labor, S and Y. grade X labor is currently idle. Class, the worker is, I see, you will love it when we get to throughput accounting. You will fall in love with performance management. And I totally agree with this costing system of throughput accounting. Guess what? We have enough of government workers that we go to work. You have to you are meant to work for maybe 5 hours. You use 4 hours to do cho. My director do this, do that. And at the end of the month, you receive salary. It is still applicable in the private sector, right? So why will you why, that is truthful. Truthful is telling you that labor is not irrelevant. It is not relevant. And I totally agree with throughput accounting system. We'll get there. Now look at this now. A labor is idle. What is the law of relevant cost? Relevant cost is telling you that when a labor is idle, you are not working. Class, you are not working, or you have a spare capacity. The relevant cost is zero, right? Now, and has no work to do. You don't have anything to do. However, they are kept in full employment. Of course, they pay them money. See, you can see. I love throughput accounting. Now, they are idle. They don't have anything to do, and they are full employment, and they pay them normal wage of 3 naira per hour, and the contract requires 500 hours of grade S labor. Can you see it? Class, can you see it? Are we still together, class? The relevant cost is zero.
Yeah.
There is nothing here. The relevant cost is zero, class. Now, please, if you have not watched the live class on relevant cost, see, there is no how you will watch those videos and you will not have an understanding of performance management. It is not possible, right? So please do well to go back to it, watch it, and drop your question, right? I am not perfect, but just drop the question. Let's see how it goes. Let's see, drop it, right? So we need to go to the notes and write grade what? Grade labor. This is labor, right? Labor grade what? Grade X. Grade X is 0. Then you come back to the notes. Please always show this note. Oh, please, I beg you, please show the notes. Notes how you arrive at your answer. Show it. Show it. 3. Okay. Now, labor S. Let me just cut the story short. Labor S is not relevant because the workers are idle. Or grade X. Let me call the story what? The story short. Right? So what next do we have? We have grade Y. Class, what happened to grade Y? What happened to grade Y? Now, grade Y is currently extremely busy. He's busy working. He's busy. This is the kind of people you're supposed to reward. They deserve salary because they're busy working. And if the contract is undertaken, men would be diverted. Men will be diverted from other work which currently earn a contribution towards fees overhead of 4 naira per hour. The contract would require 200 hours of grade Y labor, right? The contract would require 200 hours of grade Y labor, grade Y. Labor is paid 3 naira 50 what? 50 kobo per hour. Class, it is paid what? Now, class, who can tell me the relevant cost? I need to give someone gift this night. I think that will make the class more active. Relevant cost is actually can we say it's bobbing? Don't worry, when we get to linear programming, you will love it. Like throughput accounting, transfer pricing, and the likes. Now, tell me, what would be the relevant cost? I need someone to tell us what would be the relevant cost. Okay? Okay, unmute your mic.
Yeah, the relevant cost will be 3.50 per hour.
3.50 per hour. You know, you said it is per hour.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine.
The,
Next,
the,
that's fine. Well done, Oluwatoba. Lydia, Precious.
Okay, so I think the
Lydia
relevant
first.
course.
Wait, I'm coming. Lydia, go ahead.
Okay, the relevant course will be 3 naira 50 kobo per hour, and as far as the contract requires 100 hours of grade labor, so we will have 3 naira 50 kobo per hour multiplied by 200 hours, which is 700.
So, okay, that is the relevant cost, right? Right, Lydia?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well done, Lydia. That's fine. Well done. Precious.
Yes, sir. I think the relevant cost there will be 4 naira per hour on the 200 hours.
You said what?
I said I think the relevant cost will be the 4 naira per hour on 200 hours required.
Okay, that's fine. Well done, Precious. Okay, let me just pick one again, then so that we can move
Okay,
ahead.
good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, the relevant cost here will be the 4 naira per hour times 200 hours.
Okay, that's fine for me. Well done. Okay. Now, let me. Now, let's quickly go back, right? Now, I don't need my small gift this night. Now try. Makes sense.
And I want to say
Now,
something.
you say?
Sir. I want to say something, sir.
It just occurred to me that
I want to say something.
just like I
Wait, Leslie, hold on, Leslie.
What?
Hold on first.
Okay.
Lydia, quickly.
Okay, so I might be wrong, but I said it just occurred to me that this might be an opportunity cost because there's a fixed overhead of 4 naira per hour. And as far as they are diverting, as the question says that it will be diverted from the other work. So it will be 4 naira times 200 hours and also 3.5 naira times 200 hours. So the difference will be the relevant.
Perfect. Good. That's good. Well done. Send me DM immediately after this class. Well done. That
Sir,
makes sense.
you meet you sir. That what I want to say. Oh, but okay, sir, congrats to her. Congrats to her. That was why I waited before you say it, but congrats to her. Congrats to her. Congrats. Nice one.
Congratulations, Lydia. Sorry,
Congrats to her.
That's fine. Well done, Lydia. That is a very good one. That is a very good thinking. And I've said something. Don't forget that when we are treating labor, I always tell you that let me use a practical. What's happened here? Let me use something as a case scenario, right? Afolorunsho is currently busy in a work, and let's say there are two departments, Department A, Department B. Please pay attention to this illustration so that I just want you to understand. Now, you have two departments, Department A and Department B. Folorunsho is currently busy working, right? And they need to move Afolorunsho to the other department for Afolorunsho to be able to add his own input in the other department, right? Now, definitely that Afolorunsho department, they will lose something. That is contribution because he has been contributing to what they have before they move Afolorunsho to the other department. The relevant cost will be the amount, the loss on the contribution plus, of course, as they are moving him, they will pay him based on that, of course, plus the amount paid as a labor for moving Afolorunsho from this place to the other, because it is for that project. That is why you are moving Afolorunsho to the other department. So the relevant cost would be the contribution loss, the contribution plus the amount paid for Afolorunsho, right? And the two together, we make up what? We make up the cost. We make up the relevant cost. Class, are we still together, please?
Yes,
Are we?
following.
Okay. Now, that's fine. So in this case now, we can come back to our notes. Continue from our notes. Grade what? What is the grade of this? Grade what? Quickly.
Grade Y.
Okay, grade Y. Perfect. Grade Y, right? Grade Y. The grade Y relevant cost is the contribution lost plus contribution loss plus loss, okay, loss for loss and labor costs. Let me put it this way: contribution loss for, so that we still understand, for moving Afolorunsho. Should I write Afolorunsho here? Moving the workers to the project. Now, with this, I hope you will understand why we have to do it that way. So now, what is the cost? First, what is the contribution? The contribution is 4 naira per hour. You have to multiply. It is per hour. Per hour, class. Per hour. Right? Times 200 hours plus the cost of the labor. What is the cost of the labor? The cost of the labor, 3 point something
3.50.
per hour
3.50.
times the 200 hours. So what will be the relevant cost when you add these two? What will be the relevant cost?
1,500 naira. 1,500.
1,500 naira. Good. We now move again. Grade Y. Grade Y. Grade Y. That reminds me, I think I'm owing someone data. Am I owing anyone data in this class? I don't think so. You say?
Nothing, sir. Go
So,
on, sir.
yeah,
Nothing, sir. Go on, sir.
I
I
I think it's
think it's
professional. I'm owing one lady. I think yeah, in our last class, okay? So Lydia, please, immediately after this class, just send me the right. I would just appreciate you for that, right? Makes sense. So now, and every one of you that actually attempt that this particular part, right? I want to commend you all, right? It is very good for you to reason that way. However, the contribution, you have to add a contribution to it because they will lose contribution as a result of moving Afolorunsho to the other project. Therefore, the relevant cost will be the contribution loss plus the labor cost of Afolorunsho, please, and that is the relevant cost. I want to commend you for the attempt. Well done. So now, the next one we have here is variable overhead, right? Variable overhead. Variable overhead are incurred and absorbed at a rate of 1 naira per active working hour. Is this a relevant cost? Is this a relevant cost or not? Variable. But are we given? Hello.
Hi, sir.
Okay, is it a relevant cost? Variable overhead.
No.
If you say no, why? If you say yes, why?
Yes, because every relevant cost is every variable cost is a relevant cost.
Okay. What of the person that say no? If you say no, definitely you have your own reason. Say it. If you have a reason, we'll look at it together. Oh, it makes sense. And if it doesn't, we'll let you know that, this thing is not like that. So it's supposed to be like this, right? Nobody is perfect, right? Now, variable overhead is a relevant cost. Absorbed rate that they are telling you is that the rate per active working hour. Active working what? Hour. If you are working, your variable overhead will be rate is per hour. That is, they say working hour, 1 naira per. So what are the labor given to us? We're given how many labor? 2 labor, right? Is that not so? We're given 2 labor. Don't forget, one of them is 500 hours. The second one is what? 200 hours. Now you can see this question is technical. You can see when you see this question, you will ask yourself that so if they say per work active hour, where is the active hour? You start because it is hour, it is labor. They attach it to labor class, labor. You quickly go to your grade S and grade Y, multiply it by 1 class. Multiply it by what? 1. So we go there and grade what? Grade variable call it what? Variable overhead, right? Grade X is we require 500 hours times 1 naira, which is 500. Grade Y we require 200 hours because it is active hour. Active hour means the hour you use to work, 1 naira, and this is 200. So we go back to our workings. Please, all these workings are very important. It will fetch you more mark in performance management. This is why most students lose mark, because they fail to put the workings. They are very important, right? Please, they are very important. These workings will show the examiner that, oh, you actually you understand this relevant costing very well. Please, it's very important for you to add notes to everything you are doing in relevant costing. So now variable overhead, we can say variable overhead unless stated otherwise. Variable overhead is always a relevant cost unless stated otherwise. If they say apportionment, that is when you say, oh, it is not relevant. So variable overhead is always relevant, right? Based on the actual, you will actually appreciate variance analysis. When we get to variance analysis, we will use a genotype. You don't need to cram formula. I will just tell you what is the genotype. We can use AA, BB. We'll get there, right? Variable overhead is always relevant based on the actual hours worked. It's okay. So next, what next? By God's grace, we'll finish this class. We'll end this class by 11 p.m. sharp. So wait till the end of this class, right? Very important. So what next do we have? We have fixed overhead, right? Now let's look at this fixed overhead very well, right? Now, fixed overhead excluding cost of machinery are absorbed as 250% of direct labor costs. That would be the fixed overhead. The contract would require the help of an outside consultant whose fee would be would be paid. How much is the fee? Whose fee will be paid how much? 3,000.
3,000.
So which one of these is the relevant cost? Which one of these is the relevant cost? Quickly, class.
The consultant whose fee is
Thank you.
3,000.
3,000.
3,000.
That's good. That's a very good one. Because the fixed overhead is an absorbed. Anything that has to do with absorbed overhead, it is not a relevant cost, right? If it is not an incremental fixed cost, you can't say fixed cost is a relevant cost, right? So therefore, we go to our notes. Then before then, we can put fixed. I hope you are writing, right? Fixed cost, fixed overhead. By God's grace, we'll end this class by overhead. How una take dey spell overhead though? Now wow.
Traffic.
Anyhow, spell it anyhow.
It's fine. So outside outside consultants. 3,000. So we move to the notes. So we will say absorbed fixed overhead, right? Overhead is not relevant, but the outside consultants fee is relevant. Full stop. So next, quickly, I think that would be the last. Okay, but not the okay. We still have. Okay. So next, a special cutting machine will be what? A special cutting machine will be required, will be hired. Sorry. A special cutting machine will have to be hired for 3 good months for production contract length. They have to hire a cutting machine for this particular project for how many months? 3 months. High charges for this machine are 75 naira per month with a minimum higher charge of 300. Class, with a minimum means that the lowest charge that they will charge you for this machine is 300 though. Is 300 though, but the the higher charges, what they will charge you per month is, for instance now, Afolorunsho want to maybe Fumi want to ride bicycle from Abuja to Aja and maybe per location is 2,000 naira. When you move from here to Lokoja is 2 naira per location, right? Then the minimum that they will charge you, the minimum that the person will collect is what? Is 300 naira. That is the lowest amount. Now, what will now be the relevant costs here? Class, who can tell me what will be the relevant cost? What will be the relevant cost? What will be the relevant cost? What will be the what? Relevant cost? Any luck?
I think
Okay. Now,
yes.
let me mention it again. Sorry, Mr. Victor. Let me mention it again. Let me echo it again. This person that it is the owner of this machine will not collect something that is lesser than 300. You can see there is 2 options here. That is when you will know an opportunity cost. Class, pay attention. That is when you will know when they are giving you an option. They are giving you 2 options to weigh. The one option is that the minimum higher wage is this. It's just like you want to supply me, you want to give me sorry, don't let me mention that. You want to give me, let's say you want to buy, okay, don't just forget. Let me just use another. So the minimum something, right? You want to buy a laptop, the minimum that they can charge you with the lowest is 300. Why? If you want to make use of it for 3 months, the cost will be 75 Now they are giving you option that the minimum is this, why the per month is this. You are given two options. So when you are given these two kind of option, this should tell you that this is an opportunity cost. Why? Either you say, oh, you go for the minimum higher charge of 300, or you say, oh, you want to use the machine for 3 months and you pay. Which one do you want to forgo? Class, are we getting it? This class is too dull. Hello.
Hi.
Yes. Yes.
We are here.
Okay. A minute, please. Let me. Sorry. Okay. Now, since we have two options, will be the higher of the two, right? So you have 300 and you have what? You have 300. Oh, wait. Please mute your mic. Thank you. Now, we go. I think that should be the last this thing, because I guess it's the last one, right? When this class by 3 at 9, sorry, I say 9. Wait, at 11 p.m. on the dot. Now the relevant costs of the special, what is that say? Special machine, right? Of the special
Cutting
is it
machine.
special? Okay,
Special
Cutting machine.
cutting. Okay, of the cutting machine is the higher. When they are giving you two options, please take note of that, please. Is the higher of the now. And again, when they give you two options, you should also be very careful, right? You should also be very careful. The two options may be, one option may be a cash inflow, one option may be a cash outflow. Outflow means cost, inflow means income. Then you will now look at it. Which one will you choose? Of course, if the income is higher, you choose the income than the cost. Please, you should need to be very careful with that, please. That's why I say practice question. That's your assignment. Practice it. It is very important. Check past question, right? There's one relevant course I would like to do during our revision. I can tested it. It was tested twice, right? Twice. It was tested in May that year, tested in November as well, right? So I would like to solve that question during our revision time, right? Now, is the higher of the minimum, and again, if you see it, you can check it, please. You can check it out. So immediately after this class, I expect you to go and solve all questions on relevant costing, right? Check your material, right? And check past questions as well. And the higher charge. What is the charge, sir? What is this charge? What is the charge? 75.
75 naira times 3 months.
God bless you. 3 months. So what do you have?
225.
Good. So which one is the higher? Therefore,
300 is higher.
thank you. Because that is the minimum. That is the minimum. Right? That is the minimum. But in another way, the question could be like the maximum amount. right? The maximum amount that they could offer. And if that cost did not reach that maximum amount, you will still say the higher of the two. You will still look at it. If you are given two options as well, please, definitely, some of you forgone decide that I want to sleep than to be in this class. Is that not so? You have two options. Either you are in this class, or you dey clubhouse, or you dey one place dey chill. Is that not so? So you
We
have
dey
to
church. Some of us dey church.
they play. Therefore, the relevant cost is 300 naira. So we move. Right? We're almost done. Sorry. We're almost done. Machine. Hire is what is it? 300. Lastly, before we go, next, all other machinery required. Class, all other machinery required in the production for the contract. Someone just asked me one question now, and I would like to share the question to you, my fellow professional colleagues. The question is, okay, let me just leave the question. Let's finish this. All other machinery required in the production for the contract as already purchased by the organization, all other machinery required in the production for the contract has already been purchased by the organization on hire purchase term. Right? On what? On hire purchase term. The monthly hire purchase payments, don't forget, they said has already been purchased by the organization. Now, the monthly hire purchase payment for this is 500, consisting of 450 capital repayments out of 500. The capital repayments, class, the capital repayment is what? 450. And 50 what? Is it 50? And 50 what? And 50 naira as interest charge. Oh, okay, 50 naira as interest charge. That is total is what? 500.
And 50 as interest
And
charge.
50 as interest charge. Let me tell you something. All these things are not relevant to the capital repayment, the interest. They are not relevant. They are not. It is not a relevant cost, class. It is not a. So once you just see repayment, capital, this is not a relevant cost. Interest is not what? A relevant cost, right? Because it will form part of what you use to discount your project at the end of the period, right? Doesn't relevant. It's not a relevant cost. Now, the last hire purchase payment is to be paid in 2 months. The cash price of this machine was 9,000 2 years ago. 2 years ago. You see? Let me just highlight it for you. 2 years ago, make they play. If I just see this type of, I will just read it, okay? 2 years ago, okay? Story for the gods. Next, it is being depreciated on straight line basis. At what? At 3. Is this relevant? Depreciation. Depreciation is not relevant. Thank you. However, please mute your mic. Thank you. Now, however, it still has a useful life which will enable it to be operated for another 36 months. The machine is highly specialized and is unlikely to be required for other more profitable jobs. It is further estimated that the machine would lose 200 naira in its eventual sales value if it is used for the contract. Class. However, right? However, it still has a useful life which will enable it to be operated for another 36 months. The machinery is highly specialized and is unlikely to be required for other more profitable jobs. It is further estimated that the machine would lose 200 in its eventually sales value if it is used for the contract. Don't forget that all other machines required in the production has already been purchased by the organization. Is that not so? So now, if you want to use machine for this project, right? If you want to use machine for this project, right? The machine will lose 200 naira. The question now is, will you use machine for this project? Of course, because it is what is required. So in that process, the only relevant cost is the 200 naira that will be lost if the contract is what is undertaken. Class, if you take this contract, you will lose what? The 200. It is further estimated that the machine will lose 200 in eventually sales value if it is used for the what? For the contract. If you use it for this contract, you will lose what? 200 naira. Because another thing is that the machine is highly specialized and is unlikely to be required for other more profitable jobs. Class, the only relevant cost is the 200 naira that will be lost if the contract is what? If the contract is what? Is undertaken. Distinguished professional colleagues, right? I think you can unmute your mic and ask your question. However, this last one, you'll be the one to do the analysis and give me the last this thing. So I will just, the only thing I will do, please mute your mic first. The only thing I will do, I will just,
Don't go up, please.
please mute your mic. The only
Hello?
relevant cost is the 200 that would be lost if the contract is undertaken. However, all other costs stated are not relevant. Some of them are committed costs or sunk costs. Let me finish this, then you can ask your question. I think this meeting will end in 10 minutes. So let me quickly just put this so that we can sum all this, then we take questions, right? Machine. Let me just finish this. Okay, class, quickly, what is the total? Add all the costs together. What do you have? Then we will now subtract it from the incremental. Are you there? Class, are you still there?
Yes, so yes, we dey here.
Okay.
Please, can you scroll down, please? Let me just see the last place, please.
Okay. The first one is 6,000. Please, quickly, because the call will end in 9 minutes.
21,150.
Okay, this is the last one. Can you see it? 50 what?
21,150.
Good. 21,150. So we'll now subtract it from the. You can see now. Please mute your mic. You can see the incremental income that the customer is willing to pay is 25,000. And the cost that you will incur is 21,150. What is the difference? What is the net income?
3,850.
So if you want to, will you accept this offer or reject it? Will you accept it or reject?
Accept.
So the reason why you will accept, mute your mic. The reason why you will accept is because the incremental income is higher than the cost. So therefore, the offer should be accept. And that is what we call accept or reject offer. Right? When you want to accept an offer, it means that your incremental income is higher than the total cost that you will use to do this project. So you can now write notes that the offer should be accept. Why? Because the incremental income is higher than the what? Than the cost. Distinguished professional
Please
colleagues.
come down, please. Come down, please. The work is, please, sir. Sorry, sir.
You can check this thing on YouTube.
I know, sir.
Just so, distinguished professional colleagues, mute your mic. Leslie, please mute your mic. So, distinguished professional colleagues, I think someone wants to ask question then. I think someone wants to ask question.
Hello, yes, he said that someone asked you a question that they want to share with us. I think.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Mr. Victor. That is there now. You can see. Let me remove this on the record.